It's going to be a hot Saturday afternoon in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, so we're going to play twice. A traditional doubleheader this afternoon as the Milwaukee Brewers take on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Brew Crew trying to get back on track here this afternoon after dropping the first two games of this series. Good afternoon from PNC Park. Alongside Bill Schroeder, I'm Matt LePay. Sophia Minert is our reporter. Well, the Brewers will try to get those bats back in order, but they have a good guy on the mound here, Chase Anderson, the opening day starter, and he is ending this quote-unquote first half of the season on a good note. Into June well, starting this month very well.
Well, and again, I mean, Chase Anderson has done very well against the Pittsburgh Pirates. He's got a 6-3 record. His last few have been very good. Got caught with a pitch count his last time out against the Marlins. It was a hot, muggy night down in South Florida. If you see the numbers, last four starts, a 123 earned run average. Unfortunately, he's only got one win to show for that, 1-0 in that stretch. It's all going to come down to Chase being able to keep the ball in the ballpark. He's given up 17 home runs this year. And talking about home runs, Ivan Nova's given up his share, 19 home runs. He's been throwing the baseball very well. He had one really bad start a couple of starts ago, give up 7 runs. You see his home road splits. Incredible difference. He's very good here at PNC Park. On the road, the 574 earned run average. The Brewers, you hope, they're going to get some pitches to hit, drive some balls out of the ballpark. It's going to be hot today. The ball should be flying.
Yeah, hoping to break through against this Pirates pitching staff that has been pretty good. Travis Shaw, Jesus Aguilar, Lorenzo Cain, and the Brewers and Pirates playing two. Game one coming up on Fox Sports Wisconsin. Wisconsin is brought to you by QP and Abraham. Voted best, rated best. QP and Abraham. Tell them you mean business. By Miller Lite. Great taste and only 96 calories. And by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs.
Nova with a 3-up, 3-down inning. A swing and a miss. Anderson with a strikeout to end the inning. Both pitchers off to good starts.
Up and in fastball. Nice pitch from Nova.
curveball, and down he goes.
Of this doubleheader, that's your matchup, Chase Anderson and Ivan Nova. A hot one. We may push above 90 here today in Pittsburgh as we get you ready for this doubleheader alongside Bill Schroeder and Sophia Minards. Matt LePay here at PNC Park. Dan Keener is our producer. Phil Malika is our director here this weekend as Craig Counsell's team trying to get back on track, and they're still trying to get back to their winning ways. Been a very tough road trip. They've dropped the first 2 games of this series. The offense has been stymied against some very good Pirates pitching, and here's how Counsell will line them up for game 1 today. Brewers batting order presented by Potawatomi, as Christian Yelich will lead things off this afternoon, followed by Lorenzo Cain and Travis Shaw. Hernan Perez will hit cleanup for the first time this season. He had that starting role a handful of times last year. Brad Miller, Tyler Saladino, Eric Kratz behind the plate. Keon Broxton hitting 8th. Chase Anderson rounding out the Brewers batting order, and that's the order that will be facing the veteran Ivan Nova.
Yeah, 18th appearance for Nova, 450 earned run average. He'd been going along pretty good until he ran into the Dodgers in LA. Gave up 7 runs in 5 innings. Last time out, he picked up a win against the Nationals, 5 2/3. Gave up only 3 runs. He's had issues giving up home runs. He's allowed 19 this year.
Terrific control, but yeah, he has been vulnerable to the big fly. The Brewers with a couple of solo shots last night. One from an unlikely source in Brandon Woodruff. Travis Shaw had the other. Game's first pitch is taken for ball 1, and we are underway in Pittsburgh. Yelich, one of 5 Brewers who will be playing in the All-Star game, representing the National League on Tuesday nights at Nationals Park. A franchise record 5 Brewers making the All-Star team. Crew has found this road trip leading up to the break a tough one so far, dropping 2 out of 3 to the Marlins and the first 2 against the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yeah, having a difficult time scoring runs after a very good homestand where they went 6-1, Minnesota and Atlanta. Just have not been able to put innings together, particularly here against the Pirates this year.
Hoping today's the day they can break through as Nova, the fastball to even the count. Brewers start the day mere percentage points behind the Chicago Cubs. Cubs getting an extra inning win in San Diego last night. A virtual tie for first place as Yelich grounds to Bell. Able to knock it down and feed Nova for the first out of the day.
Now Nova, when he's on, has got a pretty good 2-seam fastball. Every now and again he's going to let one up in the zone. That's when you have to take advantage. And Nova against the Brewers, 2-2 in 5 starts, a .319 earned run average career.
Several years with the New York Yankees, was a deadline deal from the Yankees to the Pirates in 2016. As he gets ready to face Lorenzo Cain. Came with a hit last night. He went hitless on Thursday, did walk. Brewers fell behind in each of the first 2 games of this series and mounted rallies as Cain will send one into left center field, and that's going to find the gap. It is cut off by Dickerson. Cain digging for 2, and he'll get there. A double here in the first inning.
Yep, take advantage of pitches up in the zone. And a lot of times with a guy like Nova, the sinker ballers, and relies on the curveball and changeup as well. A lot of times you get them early before they settle in. Nova has been very good here at home this year. All right, check it out. Cain getting one to hit. You know, breaking pitch that stayed up, and he hits it hard into the left center field gap. I guess it's going to be important for the Brew Crew to get off to a good start today. Get some confidence going at the plate.
Yeah, they have been playing from behind in this series. Still 3 games left in it. Doubleheader today. Series wrap up tomorrow afternoon. As Travis Shaw steps to the plate. It was home run number 17 for Shaw last night off Nick Kingham. His Solo blast to center field. Any number of players right now have various bumps and bruises. Travis Shaw dealing with it as much as anyone, but still in that lineup. He'll come backer to Nova, and that'll be out number 2.
And he's had the wrist injury. He's battling that ankle right now, but still is able to stay in the lineup. Let's check out the defense for the Pirates. You got Dickerson, Marte, and Polanco in the outfield. Very productive outfield for Pittsburgh. Moran, Mercer, Harrison, and Bell from third to first, and Diaz behind home plate. Figure Diaz is going to get some playing time. Probably not game 2, but Francisco Cervelli placed on the DL today.
Yeah, back on the 7-day DL, dealing with post-concussion symptoms. We mentioned it during the weekend here. He has dealt with multiple concussions the last several years. He just recently came off the DL last Sunday and is right back on it today. Jacob Stallings, young catcher in the Pirate system. He's been up already. Will be up for Pittsburgh now with Cervelli down. Hernan Perez hitting cleanup as you look at Elias Diaz behind the plate here in game 1. First start in the cleanup slot for Perez. 7 times he was slotted there a year ago. A little more than that a couple of seasons ago for the Brewers. A little mix and match lineup as Jesus Aguilar sits out game 1. Brewers have more injury news as well. We've updated you on the Pirates. We'll fill you in.
Number of transactions again today for the Brew Crew.
Two balls, no strikes to Perez. A nearly daily occurrence. Roster moves being made by this ball club, and here's the latest. Eric Thames, who was removed from the game last night, hamstring injury has him out. Junior Guerra, maybe that was why he was off last evening. Forearm issue. Brent Suter pitches game 2 today, and Nate Orff back with the crew. And a doubleheader, you get a 26th man. Aaron Wilkerson is that man. And that's by the mound. Charging is Harrison, and that'll do it as the throw beats Perez to the bag, and that'll do it for Milwaukee in the first. Kane double. He was left stranded. Do nothing with it. He is left stranded as Milwaukee does not score here in inning 1 of game 1. Pittsburgh, Clint Hurdle's team playing well. They have won 5 of their last 6, including the first 2 games of this series with Milwaukee. They've beaten the Brewers in controlled this series so far, 5 out of the first 7. Corey Dickerson at the top of the Pirates batting order, presented by Potawatomi, followed by Starling Marte, Gregory Polanco, Diaz hits cleanup, Moran, Bell, Harrison, Mercer, and Nova rounding out the Pirates batting order against Chase Anderson.
Well, Chase making start number 19, 6-6, 381 earned run average. Last 4 have been very good for him. 1-0 in that stretch, a 123 earned run average, making start number 13 against Pittsburgh. Currently 6-3 against the Pirates.
Ended June well, starting July pretty well. Brock mentioned had to grind it a bit in his last start against the Marlins on a hot, humid night. More heat and humidity today as Corey Dickerson falls behind, 2 strikes and nothing.
That was fastball command the issue for Chase, in Miami. Change up curveball off the fastball, but was having a difficult time, catching the corners against the fish.
Facing Dickerson, who had a couple of doubles last night. He remains at the top of the order for the Pirates, and he will loop one out to Saladino for the first out of the inning.
Well, let's check out the Brewers defensively. You got Yelich, Kane, Broxton in the outfield, so Keon getting a start out in right field. Perez at third, Saladino, Miller up the middle. Travis Shaw gets his first start at first base. He played over there quite a bit with the Boston Red Sox, and Eric Kratz behind home plate.
Your umpires for game 1, Paul Nartz behind the plate, Scott Berry, Nick Lenz, and Kerwin Danley. Danley is the crew chief. Starling Marte settles in. A hot hitter is Marte. He enters this double dip with a 9-game hitting streak. And to say he has had success against Chase Anderson would be an understatement. He has blistered him in his career, and he sends one deep to center field, and it's gone. The Pirates first on the board again.
It's been a problem for Chase all season. When he struggles, it's usually the home run ball. Far fewer hits than innings pitched, but now he's given up 18 home runs. And this one to Marte gives the Pirates a lead. Check it out, right down the middle, 92 miles an hour, and Enzo Kane running out of room out there in center.
Number 12 of the year for Marte, who is now 12 for 23 and a couple of home runs when he faces Chase Anderson. And Craig Counsell wondering maybe if there would be fan interference. We'll see if there's a crew chief review here on that home run. Well,
fans reaching out over the fence. That could be an issue, but apparently enough there for Craig Counsell to ask the umpires to get together and take a look at it. I don't think so.
No.
And that ball clearly out of the ballpark, but you can't blame Craig Counsell for trying.
Yeah, right now, if you're Counsell, you're trying anything you possibly can to help your ball club. So the crew will review it. But I'm with you, Rock. That looked pretty safe on the part of the fan there. But we'll see.
Yeah, the angle that we saw, maybe they have a different angle. Who knows?
Yeah, it took no time. So 1-0 Pirates on home run number 12 for Starling Marte. Once again, the Pirates get the jump. Here's Gregory Polanco. He homered last night. His 14th of the year, a rocket into the bleachers in right field off Junior Guerra.
Yeah, one of those nights for Junior Guerra. I think he threw maybe a couple of splitters. And I think that, we found out why. I mean, the forearm tightness, and that's a tough pitch on the forearm, the elbow, the splitter. Didn't throw too many of them. Kind of answers the question why he didn't throw them.
And then the fastball command was not there. He's had an outing or two where the splitter hasn't been there for him, but he's been able to get through. But last night was not one of those nights. Mentioned the home run issues that Chase Anderson has had this year. To put it in some perspective, last year he gave up 14 home runs all year in 141 1/3 innings. 2 years ago it was an issue for Chase, vulnerable to giving them up.
And his fastball command, because the changeup, the curveball, normally they're not the pitches that he surrenders the home run ball.
Polanco pops this one out of play.
And he'll throw that cutter every now and again. I think that's what Marte hit out of the ballpark, left it down the middle.
Four innings of work for Guerra last night, 5 for Wade Miley on Thursday. The Brewers as stocked as they can be with arms for this 5-game series. And they got 3 good innings from Brandon Woodruff last night, and you hope that becomes a big thing as we move forward today and tomorrow afternoon, saving some of those arms.
Yep, they added Wilkerson once again. He's back. The Brewers today, starting today's game, 10 guys in the pen. Unheard of, 10 guys in the bullpen. But that's what they're starting today out with.
Payoff pitch to Gregory Polanco, and that is belted deep to right field. Back to back go the Pirates in inning number 1. The last thing in the world the Brewers needed to happen, it is happening here in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Pirates really feeling comfortable up there at the plate right now against this Brewers pitching staff. They're taking some pretty good hacks. Back-to-back homers. And there it is. Didn't get it in far enough, and Polanco rides it on out of here. His second home run of the series.
There's Elias Diaz, the catcher. And the cleanup hitter, number 15 for Polanco. Follows Marte's home run with one of his own, and Diaz will pop this up, and that is Travis Shaw who squeeze it for out number 2.
Well, let's check out our Pizza Ranch for the Wetmore. It's already come into play. We started out with the number 36, but right now it's 38. Chase giving up 2 today. They have both given up 19 home runs, he and Nova. I guess we were going to say the guy that keeps the ball in the ballpark best is going to be the winner. Got to be aggressive early against Nova. He doesn't walk many, only 17 walks in 98 innings of work coming into play today. He's had 9 starts with 0 walks.
Two outs in the first inning as Anderson gets ready to face Colin Moran. Going after the first pitch, and a ground ball to Brad Miller. That'll do it for the Pirates in the first, but once again Pittsburgh gets the early lead. Back-to-back homers, 2-0 after 1.
2-0 lead as we head to the second. And Craig Counsell spoke about the offense in this series and the road trip overall. The Brewers have scored 3 runs in each of the first 2 losses of this series against the Pirates. And he said for whatever reason, it just seems like the offense has a hard time getting going here. He said, we've just had a trouble scoring here, it feels like lately. So he said usually that indicates that guys aren't clicking, whether it be at the top or the middle of the order. He says it's really nothing dramatic in terms of their at-bats or their approaches. And he also said, the home run ball, for as reliant as they are, there really haven't been even many opportunities there in terms of long outs that could have been home runs, maybe at another park with PNC Park being so pitcher friendly. So he said really what's missing is those pressure innings. He felt that really the only time they've put pressure on this Pirates pitching staff was in the 9th inning rally of the first game of the series when they had to get Felipe Vasquez, the Pirates closer, up.
Yeah, and at the time that seemed like an ideal scenario, as ideal as it can be in a loss. At least even Counsell said as much. Small solace were his words, that you're able to get to their closer, and that was the 5th game in 6 that Vasquez was needed. Didn't need him last night. Kyle Crick earned his 2nd save, but they weren't able to beat up that bullpen the way they were hoping to by getting to it on Thursday.
And the Brewers, they've had opportunities in this series, but really have not been able to come up with that hit. Runners in scoring position. First game 2 for 9. Last night the Brewers were 1 for 7.
Strikeouts have been mounting again. A ball, 2 strikes to Brad Miller, and he takes one on the outside edge, they say. Miller doesn't agree. The graphic doesn't agree, but it's out number 1.
It doesn't matter what either one of those things think. It's Paul Nart behind home plate. Check it out. Clearly off the outside corner. It might be one of those days, so hitters beware. Get up there swinging.
And the veteran Ivan Nova had a terrific year with the Yankees in 2011, won 16 games and 20 decisions. He actually had a streak that carried over the following year where he had 15 consecutive winning decisions. He's had some torrid stretches as a Pirate as he faces Tyler Saladino with 1 away in inning number 2. Saladino swinging a good bat in the last couple of nights. And that continues this afternoon as he pokes one down the line. Big turn, Saladino. He's going to try for 2, and he is out at second. Dickerson to Harrison to cut down Tyler Saladino.
Well, this Pirate outfield, they have been racking up the outfield assists. That's number 20 for the Pirate outfield on the season. Marte leads the group with 9. And Saladino able to get one down the line. Dickerson gets there very quickly, and Saladino trying to get himself into scoring position, not even close at second.
So 2 away, bases empty for Eric Kratz.
Now you don't run on this group in the outfield. They can throw the baseball.
Starling Marte, the center fielder, has 9 assists. Only Lorenzo Cain has more. Lorenzo getting number 10 last night. Curveball has Kratz out in front. 0-2 the count.
Yeah, a lot of those assists for Lorenzo have come by hitting the cutoff man. Imagine that. Guys hitting the cutoff man. Lorenzo does it as well as anybody.
Perfect feed to Tyler Saladino last night. Able to get a runner at the plate. Mentioned he was traded, Nova, from the Yankees to the Pirates. He was sent over here for a couple of minor leaguers. A very good month of June this year for the Pirates in 4 starts, pitched to a 175 earned run average. Last April he made a fair amount of headlines. 3-2 record, but his ERA was 1.5, had a couple of complete games. But then leveled off, ended up with an 11-14 mark and an ERA of a bit more than 4. He's been known to have stretches where he is close to unhittable, and You can see the up and down ways. I mean, very much a roller coaster ride for Nova so far this season.
Now that July earned run average, you know, really because of one start against
Right.
the Dodgers, 5 innings, 7 runs allowed. Yeah, before that, he was throwing the baseball pretty well.
He was on the DL for a time from late May until June 9th. A sprained ring finger in his pitching hand. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Kratz. Kratz and Jacob Nottingham continuing to trade off behind the plate. Manny Pena on the DL. I hope post All-Star break this team can have some semblance of better luck on the health front.
Now you think about the 25-man roster today as opposed to what it was on opening day. And a lot of different faces, a lot of guys hurt. You know, Ryan Braun on the disabled list. They just put Thames on. Arcia down in the minor leagues. And yet the Brewers still have the best record in the league.
Yeah, there are 15 of the original 25 on opening day who are on the 25-man roster right now. And take a look at a couple of the injured Brewers, including Zach Davies there. But 15 of the 25, that's from the end of March to right now. And of course today a 26th man, and Aaron Wilkerson is that 26th. But Council and management team, David Stearns and Matt Arnold, making it work. And not to mention these players, talk about next man in. They have handled the roles very, very well.
Yeah, kind of like a tag team, right? Guys coming in and out.
Nova with the 3-2 pitch. Kratz hanging in there.
I have to correct myself. Actually, the Cubs have the better record percentage-wise than the Brewers, but the Brewers have more victories.
This is game number 96 for the Brewers. They're playing 2 today to make up for the rainout last month. It is the only game that the Brewers have had washed out this season. The weather was just miserable in April and much of May. The Brewers were fortunate. Great to have the home yard of Miller Park, no doubt. Kratz, the fly ball out to right, and Gregory Polanco will squeeze it for out number 3. We are through an inning and 1/2. Game 1 of a doubleheader on a Saturday afternoon in Pittsburgh.
$59.99, you can access HD streams of all out-of-market games, plus enjoy a free MLB.com subscription when you sign up. Learn more by going to MLB.tv today.
Brewer fans hoping that Chase Anderson can settle in and the Brewers bats can get going. Back-to-back homers from the Pirates in the first, giving Clint Hurdle's team the early lead as Josh Bell will lead things off in the second. They could not get him out last night. A couple of singles, a double, and a triple for the Pirates first baseman.
He was on base 3 times the night before, 3 walks on Thursday.
Been swinging a pretty good bat over the last month, hitting .326 since June 10th. Big day, by the way, for Josh Bell. It's his turn to have a bobblehead day, which is good, but still not in the league of yours, Rock, last year. The disco bobble.
The disco bobble?
That's awesome.
Did you like that?
I've got a couple of them.
You still have it up at the house?
I do, right on the desk. It inspires me every day.
Yeah, don't let this happen to you. That was fun. Had a good day with that. Not like the Robin Young motorcycle bobblehead. Maybe the best bobblehead of all time.
That may be, with all due respect.
Yeah.
But that's going to be hard to top.
Right.
That was awesome. But I do like yours. You get a lot of requests. I go back to Madison. Can you give me a couple of those?
You need some? I got a bunch.
A fly ball out toward left field to the line, and a foul ball. An effort by Yelich to try to get it, and as you can see, very little in the way of room over there by that side wall.
And just like Miller Park, not a lot of room between the stands and foul ground. That one actually hits the padding. Yelich lucky he didn't get that one in the lips. Good effort, though.
Yeah, well, that's a jammed leg waiting to happen right there. He went into it hard, but he's all right. And Anderson again loads up for the 3-2. Hot shot, and it's through. Have yourself a series, Josh Bell.
That's 8 straight at-bats, reaching base safely. 3 walks in there, and the rest of them hits. A little bit too much of the plate for Chase again. 94 up. Went in far enough, and he hits it hard into center field.
That's how the second inning begins for the Pirates. And now Josh Harrison steps to the plate. He, like Marte, with very favorable numbers against Anderson. Those two have hit Brewers pitching well in general. Harrison 7 for 13 against Chase, including a home run.
And Brewers have not matched up very well against the Pirates this year.
One of those things in sports, and no matter the sport, it can be hard to explain. Pirates have won 5 of the first 7. They've had just 1 series at Miller Park so far. That was back in May. Pittsburgh took 2 out of 3.
And there was a time where the Pirates could not buy a victory against the Brewers. That's all changed.
No balls, 2 strikes to the Pirates' second baseman. 4 homers. He has driven in 23 this year. Hitting in the 7th spot in the order for the Pirates. Moved him down. He went through a tough stretch. Was on the DL, got hit by a pitch, broke a bone in his left hand. 2nd straight year that happened to Harrison. This lineup shuffling appears to be working for Hurdle. At least this week it has.
You see the way he dives towards home plate when he sets up his swing. I mean, he always gets hit by a lot of pitches. And guys that do that Go toward that outside corner, very vulnerable to getting hit on pitches that aren't that far off the inside corner.
And he's kind of going back to that stance and that approach. He had altered it a bit, they say, and he was scuffling. So he said, let's go with what works.
He's already been hit by 5 pitches. He only played in 58 games.
A 2-time All-Star last year as well as 2014 out of Cincinnati, Ohio.
Last year he got hit by 23 pitches. So yeah, he's used to it.
The 1-2, Bell is running, pitch swung on and missed, throw down, and that's a strike him out, throw him out, double play.
Yeah, nice throw by Eric Kratz. Didn't rush his throw, got on top of it, and a beauty down to second base, straight as a string. Man, but the way the Pirates have been swinging the bat so far today, you wonder why you're chancing stolen bases. So that's a break for Chase Anderson. He gets 2 outs on 1 pitch.
The Brewers say thank you very much. The 4th runner that Kratz has thrown out trying to steal. And now Jordy Mercer.
Had a good pitch to throw on those pitches up. Outer half, put yourself in position to make a quick throw, and he put it right on the money.
You see Mercer's work at the plate the last 2 nights. 4 of those RBIs coming on Thursday. Home runs from Marte and Polanco in the first off Anderson. That's the scoring early on. 2-strike pitch to Mercer. Chase, the opening day starter, went on the DL. The stomach issue, the intestinal issue, back in the middle of May. Was out a couple of weeks. Got right back into the fray on May 21st against the Diamondbacks at Miller Park. 6 strong innings of 2-run ball.
Yeah, only missed really 2 starts. Got scratched once and missed 1 while he was on that 10-day disabled list. Got the feeling better very quickly.
Among his best efforts this year, a couple of them have come against the Cubs, including a month ago at Miller Park. 7 innings of 1-hit shutout ball and a 4-0 Brewers win. Mercer sends one into shallow left center into no man's land. That's going to drop a base hit. Mercer, the 2-out runner for the Pirates.
Just trying to put the bat on a baseball, rewarded with a base hit in the center field. And check it out, good pitch. Just kind of throws the bat out there and put it in a pretty good spot. No chance for anybody to get that.
Four hits for the Pirates in the first couple of innings. Now the pitcher, Ivan Nova. And a ground ball to Saladino. The flip to Miller, and that'll do it for the Pirates. They strand a runner, and we are through 2. It's 2-0 Pittsburgh. Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by the Wisconsin Lottery, reminding you to please play responsibly. By Ascension, coming together to give healthcare a better name. We are Ascension. And by Wisconsin Dells, the water park capital of the world. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania on a hot, humid Saturday afternoon. Doubleheader day here at PNC Park. 2-0 Pirates. We move to inning number 3. Hey, tomorrow France will take on Croatia in the FIFA World Cup final. Coverage starts tomorrow morning at 9 Central. Well, you can stream it live on the Fox Sports app. France and Croatia for all of it. Belgium beat England, by the way, in the consolation match. So they might pick, you know, when England lost, you know, in the semifinal, I think all the air was taken out.
I noticed you've been kind of in a bad mood ever since that game.
I've been a little salty. Yeah, I apologize.
Yeah, it was a big win, right? 2-0.
Uh-huh.
Scoring at will.
Crushed them. Seen a lot of games where the Brewers have been scoring at will, putting a lot of runs on the board. Hopefully they can get something started here. We've been saying that for a while. It will happen. As Craig Counsell often says, when you're going through a stretch, it's the season, man. It's just how it works, and he would know as well as anyone, as would you,
right,
Brock, having lived it.
Just got to grind through it. I mean, every team goes through it, at least most. And some teams this year, Yankees, Red Sox, I mean, they don't really go through too many stretches where they're not scoring runs, but still, every team, for the most part, will go through stretches like this. Just got to, you know, take your at-bats one by one. You can't get it all back at once, and a lot of times you start swinging the bat much better, as we've said many times, by seeing the baseball, taking some walks. See the baseball first, and that's when good things start to happen.
Say that in general, and you certainly could say that specifically regarding Keon Broxton, who has been stellar in the outfield, still trying to get it going at the plate. A 2-2 count to him, leading off here in the third, and he rolls one to Jordy Mercer for out number 1.
Craig Counsell doing the best he can with you know, some of his players on the disabled list. You know, Arcia is not here. Domingo Santana has been down in the minor leagues for an extended period of time. So a new look for this offense, and just trying to figure out a combination, getting guys in different spots in the batting order. Maybe something will click.
There's some positive signs, it would appear, with Arcia down with the Sky Sox. Had a couple of hits last night. He's hitting 300 now, the AAA club. And you remember they sent him down there several weeks ago, but had to come right back up after the Tyler Saladino ankle injury. The ball to strike to Chase Anderson.
He went down to the minor leagues, did Orlando, and started from square one. Just kind of tore down the entire batting approach and started from the beginning, and apparently it's paying some dividends.
And it's encouraging to see. We all know what he can do with the glove. A swing and a miss, and Diaz will secure the strikeout. 2 away here in the third. And with Arcia, there is certainly solid proof that he can hit at this level. You know, that 277 average last year, struggled early, got it going, and had a very, very nice year at the plate. So you know it's there, it's in him.
Yeah, Santana as well, for that matter.
Yeah.
I mean, 30 homers last year and got off to a dreadful start down in the minor leagues. But still, the Brewers with the most wins in the NL, with all the movement, guys going back and forth between, you know, the minor leagues and the major leagues, position players and pitchers, guys on the DL. I think every team, you know, is probably telling the same story this year.
In what looks like a wide open National League. When you mentioned what the Yankees and Red Sox are doing, the Astros, big year for the Mariners. A's are playing well, but there's a much more clear separation, or so it would seem, in the American League than in the National League. And there you see how tight it is. A lot of other teams still in the mix as Yelich shot to left center field, and Dickerson runs it down. And the Brewers are retired in order. They're through 2 1/2, first of 2 in Pittsburgh.
First, the proceeds will support Fisher House, a hospitality home for military families receiving health-related services at the Veteran Association hospitals. And Major League Baseball will match all money raised up to $15,000. So you can register online for that 5K race at brewers.com/5K.
Yeah, big round of applause once again for the Brewers Community Foundation. Rock, I know you're very familiar with the great work at Fisher House.
One of the many great military charities that you can look into and support in any way you can. And
Sir.
Fisher House is, you know, they do tremendous work with our vets and their families. Good cause.
Corey Dickerson, lead off of the Pirates here in the third. Mentioned that all-star year he had with the Rays last season. He's had some pretty good years with run production. 27 homers a year ago, 24 2 years ago. First 3 big league seasons were with the Rockies, the organization that drafted him.
Yeah. Go ahead. Mr. Consistency for the Pittsburgh Pirates has been Dickerson. I mean, all season long. He really hasn't gone into any extended slumps. He's done a heck of a job in left field.
.343 on base percentage, or .341 actually coming into the game. That's been very good, and a good reason why he's at the top of the batting order now for Hurdle. .305 average overall. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Come on, get there.
Chance for Brad Miller. Getting over there is Shaw for out number 1. If you're just checking us out here tonight, that is Travis Shaw, or today, that is Travis Shaw over at first for the Brew Crew here in game 1.
Here Eric Kratz yelling to his pitcher to get over there just in case Shaw wasn't able to get to first base in time. One of the many responsibilities the catcher has out there. Reminding his pitcher to get over.
Come on, get there.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good audio.
Yeah, that's great work. Give you a little insight there to the nuances of the game.
Most people would think he was yelling at Shaw. He's yelling at Anderson. Not yelling, but just kind of trying to, you know, give him a little friendly reminder. He's got to cover first base.
Starling Marte, who homered in the first, sends one into right center field, and Lorenzo Cain runs down another one. Oh, another terrific catch by the all-star center fielder.
Boy, he's something. Well, he just glides out there and gets such a good jump, takes a good angle, hauls it in right on the end of the glove, taking away extra bases from Marte. This ball slicing away from Cain as it gets out there, and a dandy out in center field. Telling Broxton he's got it, and he did. It's going to be difficult to get a ball to drop in right center tonight. Or today with Broxton and Cain. Of course, Yellett's no slouch out and left either.
Yeah, I think these gaps are covered about as well as they can possibly be covered. 2 away for Gregory Polanco. Polanco also homered. They went back-to-back in the first off Anderson, Marte and Polanco. Number 12 for Marte, number 15 for Gregory Polanco.
Catches like that they can swing momentum in your favor. You know, instead of Marte being at second, maybe even third base, there's 2 outs. You know, Polanco would have been up there with a man in scoring position. Probably saved another run, did Lorenzo. The Brewers have done a really good job of that this year.
It's a ball club that has been at or near the top pretty much the entire way this season in the category of defensive runs saved. That outfield defense has been very, very good. A lot of people were excited in late January with the signing of Cain, the trade for Yelich, the changeup from Anderson.
And you have to have very fast outfielders playing in Pittsburgh. This is a big outfield, particularly gap to gap.
Full count to Polanco as Anderson looking for his first 1-2-3 inning of the day. Payoff pitch. Anderson gave up a couple of hits in the second inning. Josh Bell led off the second with a single to center, but he was caught stealing, part of a strike him out, throw him out double play. Elias Diaz on deck, hitting cleanup this afternoon in the opener of this doubleheader, and a walk to Polanco. That is the first given up by Chase Anderson here this afternoon.
And Brewers have had a difficult time getting those 3-up, 3-down innings in this series. Junior Guerra had a couple of opportunities last night, actually 3 of them, 2 outs, nobody on. The Pirates were able to mount a rally.
And it was Brandon Woodruff out of the bullpen who put together a couple of them in his 3 innings of work last night. Curve misses from Anderson. Well, Diaz figures to get considerably more work again with Francisco Cervelli on the 7-day concussion DL. He was their primary starter with Cervelli out, and he just came off the DL. Did Cervelli last Sunday.
Imagine the Pirates a little bit concerned about that. That's nothing to mess around with.
Yeah, no doubt. Cervelli's having a very good year when he's been on the field. Terrific on base percentage, but Clint Hurdle forced again to go to Diaz, who, and it's not necessarily been a bad thing for Diaz. He has hit well when called upon, but Cervelli, that's a guy who can lead you a little bit, as well as what he can do at the plate.
And plus the long-term effects of those concussions. Just ask, you know, Mike Matheny.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that was a real problem for him at the end of his career.
Ball a strike to the 27-year-old Diaz from Venezuela. He appeared in 64 games for the Pirates last year. So he's used to the role of coming in. But to this point, having a career year at the plate. It's really the second year. He's been with the Pirates for 4, but just a handful of games in 15 and 16. Bit of a breakthrough so far this year for Diaz.
He takes a big, healthy cut up there every time up. Reminds you of Javi Baez. See the way the Cubs won yesterday in San Diego?
Yeah, Rizzo tied it, and then Baez just kept running, right?
Yep, stole a base, throwing to center field. Center fielder Margot missed it. He went all the way around the bases. Top of the 10th.
We'll continue that series in San Diego later on tonight. The 1-2. Kyle Hendricks and Luis Perdomo, the matchup at Petco Park tonight. Brent Suter and Clay Holmes have the pitching matchup in game 2 this afternoon. Polanco is running, and Diaz a liner into left field. On his way to third goes Polanco. And once again, well, go back to last night. Pirates got a lot done with 2 outs, and they're trying to get something done here in the third after the first 2 were retired.
Yeah, they were waving him around, but Polanco decided, you know, I'm not going anywhere. They had breaking ball away, and Diaz able to hook it. He's running on the pitch, which is why they were going to send him. Polanco, by himself, just decided he wasn't going to try and score. Looking behind him for some reason. Guys just don't use coaches anymore, do they?
They don't.
And he's trying to run to third base, looking over his shoulder, slowing himself down, and they were going to send him.
Joey Cora, the third base coach there. So
Of course, Polanco didn't even see him because his head was in left field.
Looking the other way. Let's see if they can keep Polanco stranded at third. Here's Colin Moran now at the plate for the Pirates. Runners at the corners with 2 men out. Anderson got Corey Dickerson on a ground ball. Starling Marte sent one to the gap in right center. Beautiful running catch by Lorenzo Cain, but a walk to Polanco, a single from Diaz. Moran grounded to second, and that ended the first inning. And he pops this one up. And there will be no room.
Man, not a lot of foul ground in this ballpark. That helps hitters.
That's our view. Way up there. Beautiful view of the city.
Yep, we like to say you can see everything in this city except for the game.
It's a beautiful city.
It is too. Nice river. And they say there's a game going on. Only one vantage point for us higher. That's DC.
That's right. Well, we get to look at the Clemente Bridge. There we are.
There we go. Yep.
Hello down there.
Oxygen masks.
Beautiful ballpark, though.
Yeah, it is.
Chase can get a put away pitch here, and yes, he can. He strikes out Colin Moran as the Pirates strand a couple. Another big defensive play by Lorenzo Cain. It's what an all-star does. Takes away extra bases from Marte. 2-0 Buccos after 3. In sports with the most interesting man in sports. You get opinion that cuts through the hype. Catch Speak for Yourself with Colin Cowherd and Jason Whitlock weekdays at 4 p.m. Central only on FS1. For fans here at PNC Park, 2-0 Pirates as we move to the top of inning number 4. Well, another terrific play out in center field, turned in by Lorenzo Cain. Time now for StatCast, powered by AWS. That catch probability at 22%. That means, Rock, that is a 5-star grab by Lo Cain.
Went 105 feet to catch that baseball, and right in the end of the glove. It's been a pleasure to watch that guy this year.
It really has.
He's a gamer. And he takes the game. He plays the game right. That's what you can say about Cain. He wants to be in the lineup. He plays the game right. Hits the cutoff man. He hustles. Sets a good example.
All those fundamental things we've been talking about it. His ability to hit the cutoff man. Now, you're supposed to be able to do that at this level, but we know a lot don't. But he does consistently as he grounds one to Jordy Mercer for out number 1.
A lot of times guys want to be on those highlight shows with those, airmail one into home plate or airmail one into third base. You end up costing your team, a base or a run. You're throwing into the dugout. Lorenzo Cain does the way you're supposed to do it. Hit the cutoff man. That's why he has so many outfield assists.
Well documented. His start to playing this game was a little later in life than most. Going into his high school years. It has worked out beautifully for him and now for the Milwaukee Brewers. Travis Shaw, the hitter. Shaw's been in there despite that little ankle tweak that occurred Wednesday night in Miami, that series finale against the Marlins. Right back in the lineup card here in Pittsburgh on Thursday, and that's where he has been throughout the weekend. And last night he went deep for the 17th time this year.
Yeah, get one down on Travis Shaw middle in, and you're probably not going to get it back. He's going to hit it hard somewhere. Got under it. Number 17. Brewers need a few of those today.
Yeah, Powerball home run count at 17 for Shaw. And working away from the shift, and that's a good piece of hitting. That left side wide open per usual, and a base hit for Travis.
Yep, on a change up away, just kind of punched it out in that direction. Why not? Of course, folks say, why don't guys do more of that? Well, they can't. I mean, it's a difficult thing to do, and Travis Shaw able to take a change up off the outside corner. If they could do it, they wouldn't have the shift like that.
Yeah, there's a reason the shifts are as they are. Pitchers pitch to it. There was a time a few years ago when all of this really started to blow up where some pitchers really struggled with it. But occasionally a pitcher, a more veteran pitcher, normally will grumble now and then. Jake Arrieta, to name one. Here's Perez with a ground ball. They'll get the force at second as Moran with the feed to Harrison that erases Shaw for out number 2.
Yeah, Jake Arrieta making no bones about the fact that he doesn't like that shift a lot of times, and of course he's been throwing the baseball pretty well. He was good last night.
Yeah. Yeah, Brewers knocked him around a month ago in Philadelphia. But yeah, it's a important point you make. Is it, from up here you're watching a game, you're thinking, well, you got either the right or the left side wide open, why can't you? Well, there's a pretty good reason.
Yeah,
some nasty stuff being thrown. Here's Brad Miller.
Yeah, the old adage in baseball, you pitch to a hitter's weakness and you defend him to his strength. That's what the shift is all about. Every now and again, the hitter's going to beat it. But for the most part, they work the shifts.
Miller, a strikeout victim in the second inning. talking about new faces on this Brewers roster and how the 25-man has changed. And of course, Brad Miller, one of the newer faces, coming over in that trade last month for G-Man Choi. And he has given Council's team a lift in stretches. A 9-game hitting streak going not too long ago.
He's showing some power. Looking for some offense up the middle.
Power was on display a couple of years ago with the Rays, a 30 home run season for Brad, 81 RBIs. The former Clemson Tiger.
So I guess that means he's pretty intelligent as well.
Well, the Harvard of the ACC.
Yeah,
right?
that's what some say. Had a nice chat with Brad today on the bus about the old Clemson Tigers.
Yeah.
Baseball, football.
Yeah, loves his Clemson football, as I know you do too. The Fighting Dabos.
Yeah, it says he goes down there for a game every year. I don't go down that often.
You coming over to Camp Randall this year?
I'd like to. I went last year.
Yeah.
Michigan game.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. Good stuff at Camp Randall.
I know somebody if you need some help.
Yeah, I mean, can you give me a recommendation? Maybe one of the big games?
Yeah.
I'm sure nobody else is going to be asking you.
Never.
Yeah, that was a blast. Went to the Michigan game.
Yeah, it was a good game for you to attend.
Yeah.
Two balls, two strikes to Miller. And that is a called third strike. Top part of the zone. Brad doesn't like it.
Got to stay in the game, Brad.
Yeah, they need him to hang around. This team is
got rung up,
short.
Got rung up on a pitch away last time up. He thought that was high. Paul Nard letting him say his piece.
Yeah, that's a good thing. A little veteran work by the home plate umpire. Like it caught the top of the zone. It's a called third strike. It's still a 2-run lead.
By sharing a photo or video with hashtag #HatsOffForHeroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
Back at it, bottom of the fourth here in Pittsburgh. A 2-0 lead for the Pirates. 6, 7, and 8 in the Pittsburgh order. It starts with Josh Bell. And to say he's been a tough out would be an understatement.
You got to tip your hat a bit, I think, to the home plate umpire, Paul Nart. I guess, you know, he gave a long leash to Brad Miller. He could have easily been thrown out of the game. That's the last thing Craig Counsell wanted to see.
Yeah, Brad didn't like that called third strike, but man calling the balls and strikes gave Miller a little bit of space.
Yeah, that last strike 3 call was a lot closer than the first one.
Bell, a single in the second inning. 4-hit night for him last night. They've been consistent with who's been manning those 6, 7, and 8 spots. And take a look at what the trio of Bell, Harrison, and Mercer have done.
Yeah, crazy. Bottom of the order has been terrific.
And won the count to Bell. 4-hit night last night. He walked 3 times on Thursday. And he walks here. He still can't get him out.
Yeah, 9 at-bats in a row. 9 plate appearances straight. Bell's been able to reach.
It's a second walk allowed by Chase here today. The scoring came in the first inning. Back-to-back home runs from Starling Marte and Gregory Polanco. Here's Josh Harrison. First pitch swinging, and that liner snagged by Saladino. Nice play by the shortstop.
Yeah, got a good jump, angled back, able to keep it in the glove. Harrison a little bit out on the end on that pitch. Wasn't a bullet, but yeah, nice play by Saladino. Take a base hit away from Josh Harrison. Perfectly timed his leap and able to haul it in. Nice play.
One out in the fourth. Another one of the newer faces, Tyler Saladino. Flash in the glove. And here's Jordy Mercer.
They had 4 guys in the starting lineup that were not on the roster on opening day. 25-man roster. Broxton, Saladino, Miller, and Kratz. As we were talking about, a lot of turnover. A 25-man roster from opening day.
Yeah, the Brewers acquired him from the White Sox nearly 3 months ago. It was on April 19th. To very little fanfare, but David Stern's talking about that. The GM just trying to get a little more depth, middle infield. Turned into a very wise acquisition, one of many we have seen with this ball club in addition to Brad Miller. But Saladino has certainly helped this club in stretches, and then got hurt when he rolled his ankle stepping on the bag at second against the Cardinals. Looked like it would be a very serious injury. He was still out a while, but at first you were thinking it could be worse.
He's done a nice job at shortstop, and his success, has allowed the Brewers to get Arcia reset. If they didn't have Saladino, that night might not be the issue or the chance. They might not have that chance to do it.
Anderson with the 2-1 to Jordy Mercer. Bender is in there at the corner, says Paul Nart.
And there's been a liberal strike zone, in and out, up and down. Nothing wrong with that. First game of a doubleheader.
No, especially on a doubleheader day, right?
Right.
Mercer a single to left center in the second inning. Just dumped one in the no man's land, did the shortstop. Mercer having a good series against the Brewers. He's 6 for his last 12 now over his last 3 games. It goes back to the National Series. Series with the Pirates won 2 out of 3.
Always gives you solid defense. Not the greatest range in the world, but if he can get a glove on it, he's going to make the play.
Yeah, steady but unspectacular. Jordy Mercer would be a good description. He had last year a 51-game errorless streak going. If he can get to it, he will gobble it up. 5 home runs. He's driven in 30. Bell was caught stealing in the second inning. A strike him out, throw him out double play. Now the 2-2. In the air to left and out of play. Turns on a curveball a little early.
Yeah, Chase is really trying to work in that curveball. He's been leaving a few up in the zone. That one kind of hung up there on the inner half of the plate. He was fortunate that Mercer hit it foul.
Pirates with 5 hits. And stranded 3. Chase just does miss a full count.
And maybe have another chance for a strike him out, throw him out. Let's see if Bell's going to be on the move on the full count.
The pitcher Ivan Nova is next. And Bell is running, and the pitch is tapped over to third. Hernan Perez for out number 2.
Hey, add another cap to your Brewers hat rotation. On Friday, July 20th, the Brewers host the Dodgers, and the first 20,000 fans will take home a limited edition strapback hat courtesy of American Family Insurance. For tickets, go to brewers.com. July 20th is a big day at Miller Park.
It really is.
You get a hat. We've got the beer competition.
Got a lot going on.
First day game after the All-Star break.
I think you go big or go home.
Right.
Gonna be well rested.
I can't wait.
Looking forward to it. Getting back to it. Dodgers coming to town. Wear that hat. Have yourself a couple of mic drops.
Mm-hmm. Although, the high heat, not too bad either.
It's really good.
I got to be honest.
Yep. I think you have 2 great choices.
Mm-hmm. Basically, you can't lose. Let's put it that way.
We would know. I mean, we speak from experience. We had a chance to sample the 2 beverages.
Mm-hmm. You get the special ticket package. You get the sample of both beers. You get a mug. Ticket to the game. Not that I'm trying to influence anybody, but vote mic drop.
Yeah. If you're on the fence, help us out a little bit.
We'll have BA come over and cut your lawn.
I thought it was nice of him to volunteer that, just to try to be part of the team.
Yeah.
Thanks again, BA. You the man. 2-1 pitch to Ivan Nova.
BA doesn't even cut his own lawn.
He's got a guy. He's got a guy. BA will be back for the series right after the All-Star break. Two balls, 2 strikes, pitcher versus pitcher, and that'll do it. He caught him looking. There's strikeout for Chase Anderson, and that'll do it for the Pirates after 4, still 2-0.
The first game of the doubleheader, the Pirates have a 2-0 lead here in Game 1 as we head to the 5th. And the showstopper in baseball last night was Red center fielder Billy Hamilton, one of the most unbelievable catches you'll see all season. That was Matt Carpenter in the 7th inning hitting that deep fly ball to center, and Billy Hamilton scales the wall and comes down with the catch. Just an unbelievable one. We've seen Billy Hamilton make some tremendous catches. That one might have to be right up there, guys.
Yeah, that was just spectacular, all over the highlight shows, as you would imagine. You know, and the cool thing about it, Rock, we've seen Hamilton make catches like that. We've seen guys in Brewers uniforms make catches pretty close to that, if not as good.
No kidding. Billy Hamilton's not a tall guy, and he scaled that wall. He had his shoulders over that fence. An incredible athlete.
Okay.
Incredible catch.
He tore up that wall a little bit. Taking one away. Reds beating the Cardinals last night. We've seen Keon Broxton already this year in recent weeks with a couple of crazy catches.
You know, the athleticism of a lot of these ball players these days, it's unbelievable. I mean, we see it, infielders, outfielders, pitchers coming in, throwing 100 miles an hour on a regular basis. It's something. And they make it look so easy.
Yeah, they do. Best players in the world. Tyler Saladino now leads things off. Kratz and Broxton will follow. Saladino singled to left in the 2nd inning, but was cut down trying to stretch it to a double. Corey Dickerson threw him out.
Yeah, those are the kind of things that you do sometimes. You push the limits when your team's not scoring runs. You try and do things early that you wouldn't be doing, and Saladino just trying to get himself in a scoring position, and a good throw got him at second base. Can't fault him for hustling.
1-2 pitch. Three hits so far for Milwaukee. Stranded a pair. Nova missing inside with a curveball. You mentioned it last night. Nick Kingham has some pretty good numbers in the home park this year, and as Rock mentioned a while ago, it's a similar story for Nova. 3.02 ERA here at PNC Park.
Man, this is a great pitcher's park. Big gaps. Ball doesn't really carry all that well. It's only .399 to center field, but you have to hit them. There's something about the wind currents or what it is, but it plays a lot deeper than .399 to center.
And like Brewers pitchers, the Pirates pitchers have guys in the outfield who can take care of a lot of territory.
And make up for a lot of pitching mistakes. Covering those gaps, going to the wall, coming in.
Three-two pitch.
As far as range goes, you have to give the advantage to the Brewers outfield. I mean, for sure. Pirates outfield, they can throw with the best of them. 19 outfield assists out there for the Pirates.
9 of them from their center fielder, Marte. Saladino extending the at-bat. 3-2 again, and another base hit. His second of the day as he continues to swing a very good bat in this series.
Man, breaking pitch that time just reaches out and just punches it into center field. First time the Brewers have had their leadoff hitter on. And a pretty good pitch, actually fastball. It just reaches out. Good extension. He got his arms out there and able to barrel it up into center field.
Saladino with 2 hits in each of the first 3 games of this series. See if the bottom of the order can get things cranked up. There's Eric Kratz. Had that tremendous start as a Brewer, did Kratz. I mean, he was barreling up everything. 3 early home runs, and then went through the 0 for 23 stretch that he finally snapped in Miami. Threw his hands in the air, was fired up and relieved. The veteran turning in some good work behind the plate.
Kratz always been one of those guys that puts a lot of enthusiasm behind what it is. He seems like a pretty laid-back guy. But and we've heard him. I mean, you know, kind of, you know, screaming encouragement to Chase Anderson to get over to first base. I mean, the field general, the catcher normally is, and he does a good job of that. Making sure everybody's where they're supposed to be, kind of leading that defense.
He was a Pirate for 18 games a couple of years ago. Started the year with the Astros. Also was a Pirate for a few games in 2010. A ball, a strike to Eric Kratz. Hey, Rock, I think our boats are here. There they are. Check the right of your screen. Our tiki boats.
Yeah,
they're here.
Yep. You know, the floating. What do you call it, right? The floating hut of fun out there.
Kratz up the middle. That's Mercer. Harrison for 1, and Kratz beats the relay. Return throw to first. He's the new runner, 1 away.
As we said, you know, anything with a straw roof on it, got to have a good time underneath.
We're all in.
There's 2 of them out there now.
Yep. Going double barrel on the river.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the river's been busy today. There've been a ton of boats going up and down, and looks like a good day for it.
Oh, yeah. If you're wondering what Rock and I are doing post game, there you go.
Yeah, we got to figure out a way, find out where those are going to be at about 9:30.
Well, we'll have a half an hour between games, right? Maybe not. We'll wait. Here's Keon Broxton.
Takes a half an hour to get down to ground level from here.
It does, yeah. You know, I think by tonight it's going to be so comfortable. I mean, just a very light breeze today, a good lazy, hazy day.
Nice
bounce.
block.
Oh, good block by Diaz. That bounced well in front of the plate.
You just throw your body, good technique, and sometimes you get lucky. Watch how far in front of home plate we can even see it. Yeah, there it is. And Diaz able to keep it close. Well done.
Eric Kratz, the runner at first. A one-time Pirate, Keon Broxton at the plate.
And Keon due to get into one here at some point. 2 home runs, 4 RBIs, all coming in that game against the Reds.
Last year was involved in 143 games with the Brew Crew. Homered 20 times, drove in 49. Shoots 1 foul. Part of that Pirates organization, came over back in December of 15, part of that Jason Rogers trade. That outfield at Pittsburgh was stacked. Tough spot now with this Brewers outfield, but trying to carve a niche here and help his ball club. He certainly has with his glove. Let's see if he can do it with his bat here.
And in 1 year he had an opportunity to play every day. He was pretty close to every day, had 20 homers, 20 stolen bases.
He could go on torrid stretches where teams just flat couldn't get him out. And then it seemed many times he would match it with stretches where he couldn't buy a hit.
Yeah, real hot, real cold.
Payoff pitch. On it, fouled it back.
Keon, a very good low ball hitter. And when he's able to lay off the high fastball, that's when he's seeing the baseball well. Of course, you could say that about a lot of hitters, laying off that high fastball.
The direction of the game in the era of the launch angle. Pitchers elevating the fastball. Payoff pitch again. Broxton, there you go. Base hit to center. That's a good at bat.
That fastball got it down a little bit over the heart of the plate, and Broxton with a nice swing. There you go. Bottom of the order setting the table for the Brewers. That's a pretty swing. A lot of guys try and pull that one. He kind of pulls the hands in and rips it up the middle. And maybe that'll get him going.
A little threat going on for the Brewers. Ray Searage will make his way to the mound. Kratz at second. Keon Broxton the runner at first.
It's the Brew Crew against the Blue Crew when the Dodgers come to town for a 3-game weekend series. That's Friday, July 20th through Sunday the 22nd. Check out the complete schedule that includes 2 big gate giveaways at Brewers.com.
Dodgers in first place now in the National League West. They had a real tough start. They were in the news yesterday. Chase Utley announcing that this will be his final year. What a career.
Got a base hit last night.
He did. Very, very respected player. That's how the NL West looks. A little tight. 1 through 4. Giants right back into the fray after a tough year for them last year. Dodgers beat the Angels 3-2 last night. Anderson laying one down, but they'll easily get the lead runner, and Anderson legs it out to keep the inning alive. Kratz is erased. Unsuccessful sacrifice try from Chase.
Boy, it's hard to deaden a baseball like that. What was that, about a foot in front of home plate, if that? And Chase running hard down the line, or that would have been a double play. Diaz picks it up, throws to third, easy out with Kratz running.
Still 2 men on, now 2 men out for Christian Yelich. There's 1 hit in the series so far. Does Yelich? That was Friday night. He extended that 9th inning. Brewers were putting on a little comeback, but fell short in the opener of this series. It was a long, involved at bat. And got away when he took what looked like strike 3, but it was called a ball, and then had a little liner up the third baseline that was clearly foul, but was for about 2 seconds ruled fair. Paul Nart realized the error of his ways and pointed foul. Had a replay review that took very little time, but after all of that, Yelich had an RBI single. Let's take you back to Thursday night. A rather long at bat. Check it out. Fair, no.
No, foul. You see David Freese pointing to the umpire, Paul Nart, saying, look at the spot. That's not fair. He's kind of lost focus for a second.
It happens. Yeah.
Happens to all of us.
Some of us more than others.
Right.
A ball, a strike to Yelich. Bouncing ball through into right field, a base hit. Broxton flying around third. You'll get the Brewers on the board. RBI single for Christian Yelich.
There you go. Skunk out of the box. Yelich able to sneak one into right field. Couldn't have had a better guy on the bases. Keon Broxton with his speed scores without a throw. So the bottom of the order setting the table, and Yelich able to cash in for one. Now Lorenzo Cain gets a shot. Good speed by Broxton.
All right, inning continues for Lorenzo Cain. Cain doubled in the first inning, grounded to short in the fourth. RBI chance for the All-Star center fielder. Pirates bullpen starting to stir a bit. Richard Rodriguez starting to get loose.
Yeah, Pirates only have 7 in their bullpen. Only 7.
That's light in today's world.
Very light for a doubleheader.
1-0 pitch. Tapper foul.
As we mentioned before, or earlier in the game, the Brewers have 10 relievers in their pen today. 10.
All kinds of arms. Aaron Wilkerson, the 26th man for this doubleheader. They have been able to keep some key members down, which is kind of good news, bad news. Of course, they've been dropping these games, but Jeremy Jeffress, Hader, and Knable, they're about as fresh, and you put that in air quotes, as fresh as you can be going into this series. Cain with a hot shot, and Harrison knocks it down. He saves a run. The bases remain loaded. Cain is on.
Yeah, did a good job, did Harrison, to knock it down. That one ate him up. That ball was hit pretty hard. Took a funny hop on him, came up. And it looks like Clint Hurdle's on his way out. That's going to be it. Quick hook. Check it out. Look at this hop. Almost takes his head off. Able to keep it close. Anderson not able to score.
Hurdle will make the move. The day is done for Ivan Nova after 4 2/3. Brewers with a run across. Bases loaded. Down a run here in inning number 5. Lights, great taste and only 96 calories. And by Toyota, let's go places. Brewers are fighting their way back in. A couple of early runs for the Pirates, back-to-back homers in the fourth, but the Brewers with a run so far in inning number 5, and they're still going as they have chased Ivan Nova as Hurdle goes to his bullpen, calls on Richard Rodriguez.
Yeah, good numbers for Rodriguez. 243 earned run average, 33rd game here this afternoon. Look at the strikeouts, 47 punch-outs, 37 innings. We saw him on Thursday and to a scoreless inning.
He comes in with the bases loaded. On Nova, 4 2/3. 1 run, but the 3 on base, his responsibility. Travis Shaw at the plate. And he looks at a strike from Rodriguez.
Yeah, early exit for the Pirates starter, particularly with a doubleheader today. 7 guys in the pen.
Ran a bit less off the bag at third than he was in Shaw's last at bat when Travis punched one through the left side away from the shift. There are your base runners. A ball to strike to Travis Shaw. 17 home runs. He has driven in 54. Fastball is high. '28-year-old rookie Richard Rodriguez, handful of games last year with the Baltimore Orioles. 5 appearances. He's served up 4 long balls.
Not overpowering, 92, that last pitch. He's got a slider to go with it.
Chance for a sizable inning here for Milwaukee. 2-2. Got him swinging, got him on the slider. Brewers leave him loaded here in inning number 5. Get a run. But that's it. They strand 3. Christian Yelich getting the Brewers on the scoreboard with this RBI single. Halfway through the opener of 2, it's 2-1 Pittsburgh. In the FIFA World Cup final. Our coverage starts tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central, or you can stream it live on the Fox Sports app. 5th inning in Pittsburgh. Yeah, it's Travis Shaw over at first. Let's get more on that move in this doubleheader opener as we check in with Sophia.
Yeah, just the second appearance for Travis Shaw at first base for the Brewers. The last time he did it was just a brief 2-inning appearance for him in April of 2017 against the Rockies. So it is his first start over there, but a place that he's very comfortable in his time with the Red Sox in 2015 and 2016. He started 78 games there. So talking to him before the game, he said he was excited to be back over there today. He said Craig Counsell gave him the option for game 1 if he wanted to be at third or try to be over at first with Jesus Aguilar getting the game 1 off. He will be in the lineup for game 2. And it was funny, he said the glove that he used when he was with Boston, he said he always brings it on every trip, except he didn't pack it for this one. So the glove he's using is actually his, but it's from Hernan Perez's glove backpack, the one that Hernan Perez packs all of his utility gloves in. So Travis Shaw getting a look at his own glove, but the one that HP uses.
It always works that way, right? The one time you don't pack it. Whatever that might be, that's when you need it.
Right. That's something.
Top of the order here for the Pirates. Yeah, Sophia is exactly right with Travis having experience at first with the Red Sox. Played a lot of first base in the minor leagues, so it's been a while, but it is not entirely new territory for him. We have ourselves a one-run game. Dickerson rips one foul. Also watched his team score for the first time here in the top of the fifth. The RBI single from Christian Yelich, but the bases were left loaded as Rodriguez got Travis Shaw swinging.
Yeah, good slider down and in, and that's what the Brewers have been waiting for. That big hit with a, bases loaded there in that inning, and that base hit there, they could take the lead.
A wave and a miss from Dickerson. Out number one. Strikeout number 4 for Chase.
An elusive big hit. That's kind of been the story of this series so far. Good curveball down in the dirt, and Dickerson chases it. Chase doing a good job grinding through this start here today. Gave up those 2 home runs in the first. Pirates have had men on base every inning.
There's Starling Marte, first inning homer. And with back-to-back Marte and Gregory Polanco. And then Lorenzo Cain took away extra bases in the third inning. A running catch in right center. Good curve as Marte in front. Went a long way, did Lorenzo, to run down that drive off the bat of Marte. Tried the curve again. And notice that cut on the face of Chase Anderson slowly but surely is healing. All courtesy of the Jesus Aguilar final vote campaign, right? Took one of those fat heads right in the face.
Yeah.
Cut him up a little bit.
They were waving it around in Miami, and Chase got cut by it.
Taking one for the club. More of a rugged look now. Into the shift. That's Brad Miller. 1 out.
You got to be careful of those fat heads. Hey, today's time of the game winner, Hooterville Station in Kewanee. If they call the Brewers by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, they get 40 tickets to a Friday night game in the Miller Lite Beer Pen. This offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite. Remember Petticoat Junction?
Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
Hooterville.
Uh-huh. We were talking about that yesterday, some of those old-time shows.
Yeah.
2 men out. We have more on the Fathead update. So check in again with Sophia.
Well, the Fatheads were so successful in the final vote campaign, the injury to Chase Anderson's face aside, that they will be making their way to Washington, D.C. for the Home Run Derby. Now that, of course, Jesus Aguilar won the final vote, he'll be participating in the All-Star game. He's also doing the Home Run Derby on Monday. And so you can look for the Jesus Aguilar Fatheads. I'm sure his teammates will be there supporting him.
Those are nice, too. I mean, that's high-quality work.
Hey, well, yeah, and it was effective. A very solid campaign. Great work by the ball club.
Yep. Fans, organization. They got him in there. It was justice. He deserves it. So does Jeremy Jeffress.
Yeah, it's been in a road trip. It's been difficult, at least so far. They've had some good news in the clubhouse as they clearly earned their way. Aguilar and Jeremy Jeffress.
It's been a rough road trip so far on the field, but in the clubhouse and the news that the guys have been able to receive regarding the All-Star game, all good. 5 All-Stars for the Brewers this year. First time ever.
You know, baseball players are known for their cool demeanors, and it just it was fun to watch the reaction. You know, Jesus, you could tell, really appreciated it. Jeremy Jeffress was just thrilled. All he could do not to scream into the microphone. He was so excited. He was telling reporters a couple nights ago.
Nobody would have blamed him.
Not at all. Chase looking for that elusive 1-2-3 inning, and Polanco with a fly ball out to left. Christian Yelich, and it is a 1-2-3 inning for Anderson and the Brew Crew. Through 5, Milwaukee down a run.
Second with the first 20,000 fans at Miller Park for the Brewers matchup with the Dodgers. Will take home a retro Ryan Braun starting lineup figurine courtesy of Impark. To book your seats, visit brewers.com.
2-1 ball game. Those fans had some reason to be encouraged to run in the 5th, and we'll see what the Brew Crew has in store now as Hernan Perez will lead things off. He's the cleanup hitter in the first game. It is the 35th career start for Perez as a cleanup hitter. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 4th inning. Richard Rodriguez still on for the Pirates.
Yeah, came in last night's game. Thames had a bad hamstring. Perez came in with a couple of hits.
Out to center field. Room for Marte. Out number 1. Just joining us, Eric Thames on the disabled list with the hamstring issue. Junior Guerra, right forearm problem, has him on the 10-day DL. Nate Orff back with the big club. And Brent Suter reinstated. Suter will start game number 2. There's Brad Miller now. He has taken a called third strike twice in innings 2 and 4.
Speed pitch right there down the middle up in the zone. I don't see Miller taking a close pitch here.
2-strike pitch. That last third strike that he took in the 4th inning, he was unhappy about it. The plate umpire gave him a little bit of space. Let him vent a little bit. Paul Nart. Again, the 0-2. Chopper up the line. Bell on the feed, and that is out number 2.
He kind of hit that bag a little awkward. Headed Rodriguez, but a shovel pass from the glove, and they got the out at first. Little dribbler, it gets by the pitcher, and Bell with the shovel toss out of the glove, and Rodriguez right there gets the baseball, finds a bag, and they beat him by a step.
2 up, 2 down in the 6th for Tyler Saladino. Check out Tyler's day at the plate, presented by Wendy's. A second inning single was thrown out trying to stretch it into a double. He singled to center in the 5th inning. 2 hits in each of the first 3 games of this series so far for Tyler Saladino. Brewers have 7 hits. They stranded 5, left them loaded in the 5th.
Yeah, they've actually out-hit the Pirates today, 7-5.
Rodriguez slider has Saladino behind 0-2. There it is again in a 1-2-3 inning for Rodriguez, pitching well out of the bullpen for the Pirates. Still 2-1 in the 6th.
One lead. Chase Anderson going back to work here in the 6th, his final start before the All-Star break. He was the team's opening day starter, and on the season so far, Chase has a 6-6 record and a 3.81 earned run average. Over his last 2, though, against the Twins and the Marlins, he's got a .82 earned run average. He feels that over his last 4 or 5 starts, he's really gotten back to a place where he feels like he's consistent in his delivery. He says overall in the season, he feels like he's had some ups and downs. He's had some mechanical things, some issues that he's had to work on. He feels like he's addressed that, and he says the biggest thing for him in his consistency is just controlling the things that he can control. And by that, he said he meant his game prep, the video work, the side work. He says he's really tried to be process-oriented and not so much result-oriented. So he knows he tries to go in there and give the team a quality start, really wants to finish this first half strong, and knows kind of what this series means to this team in terms of finishing strong before the break.
And we talked, Sophia and Rock, about keys to this team coming out of the All-Star break. You're looking at one of the big ones here, Chase Anderson.
And the starting pitching for the most part has been very good, you know, for the Brewers. Kind of a surprise. I mean, everybody was waiting for the big offseason acquisition.
Drops one in front of Lorenzo Cain. Leadoff single for the Pirates.
Yeah, his second hit. Yeah, he's been throwing the baseball much better, but what got him in trouble last time out, that was against Miami. 4 2/3, 96 pitches. But, you know, like we were talking about, you know, and a little bit like today, first 4 innings, I mean, grinding through. I mean, men on base. And he always seems like he was in trouble, but able to minimize the damage. He's only allowed 2 runs in that game against the Marlins. 8 hits, 1 run. You know, so he's able to make his pitches when he needs them.
Faces Colin Moran. Pirates now with 6 hits this afternoon. Moran, the former Houston Astro, last July as an Astro, he fouled off a pitch that struck him in the face, suffered facial fracture and a concussion. Came back late to play 5 games for the Astros at the end of the regular season, but he was not on the postseason roster. And with the Astros being as good as they are, there was really no place for him, so he was part of the Garrett Cole deal.
Getting an opportunity to play now. Now you like to win. I mean, that's the goal, but I think first and foremost, especially when you're kind of a younger player, you want to be in the lineup.
25-year-old, he was a first-round pick, the 6th pick overall back in 2013 by the Marlins. And on the hands and fouls it off. I was worried about these dudes with the big beards in the heat of summer. Like an old Jason Worth look, you know,
yeah.
through the years. Go with what works, I guess.
It's a little, you know, mine's a little bit warm. You get used to it. Like Charlie Blackmon.
Oh, yeah.
The beard has certainly made a resurgence.
It's back strong now.
Except in with the Yankees.
Certain clubs, certain policies, right? It's like back in the day, the old Cincinnati Reds, you could not have a mustache. Everything had to be real tight.
Right.
See, that look would not have worked back in the 70s and maybe even into the 80s.
Even back in the old days, I mean, when the Cincinnati Reds started, everybody had mustaches, beards. Right? I mean, their logo for the All-Star game was actually a mustache.
Right. So they finally realized that.
Yeah, come to your senses.
Miller, Saladino, and not in time to show. Diaz erased. Moran, the new runner at first with 1 out.
Well, Clint Hurdle wants his guys to take a look and make sure Saladino had his foot on the bag when he had the baseball. Pretty close.
They will play on. One away for Josh Bell.
Great counts on his way out.
Brewers have had some bullpen activity. Taylor Williams has been getting ready, and Council's going to go ahead and make the move. 1 out, 1 on in the 6th with the Pirates leading Milwaukee 2-1. Can't watch games on TV? Stream them live on your mobile device with Fox Sports Go. Download the app, take Fox Sports Wisconsin and Brewers baseball wherever you go. Day is done for Chase Anderson. He exits after 5 1/3. He's with a runner at first. Colin Moran, the base runner over there. 2 runs, back-to-back homers in the first inning to Starling Marte and Gregory Polanco. 98 pitch day for the Brewers opening day starter as now he leaves, and coming in is Taylor Williams.
Yeah, did a good job to Chase Anderson, working his way through a lot of base runners. Williams last pitched on Wednesday against the Marlins. That was in Miami. He tossed a 3-up, 3-down inning, averaging 11 strikeouts per 9 innings this year.
He'll try to do what has been next to impossible for Brewers pitchers, and that's get Josh Bell out. He has reached in his last 9 plate appearances.
Yeah, great counsel going with the big velocity to try to get Bell.
Single and a walk for the Pittsburgh first baseman today. Five homers, driven in 44. And on the hand, Shaw will flip to Saladino for 1. On to first, not in time. That was close. Williams over there trying to get that return throw, but Bell able to leg it out.
Yeah, they finally got him though. Able to eat him up. Yeah, the big velocity from Taylor Williams works on Bell. Yeah, nice throw from Shaw. Not able to get Bell at first base, so the inning continues.
Just does leg it out. Josh Bell. Two away for Josh Harrison. Struck out and lined to short. Saladino with a nice snag in the 4th inning.
Slider becoming a more important pitch for Taylor Williams. Getting a lot of confidence in that. And a big fastball, upper 90s, slider.
Harrison pops this one up. Miller will give way to Keon Broxton. And that'll do it. Good work by Taylor Williams out of the bullpen. Brewers still down a run after 6. Taylor Williams finishing off that bottom of the 6th. Now we move to inning number 7 here at PNC. Hey, don't forget, mark it down, July 24th at Miller Park. Wall of Honor inductees and the Walk of Fame inductee as the club will honor Prince Fielder, Doug Melvin, the late Harry Dalton, and the newest addition to the Walk of Fame, Jeff Jenkins,
Yeah.
July 24th.
All very deserving. And boy, Harry Dalton, he built that Harvey's Wall Bangers, those late 70s, early 80s Brewers teams. General manager, good job by him. And Doug Melvin.
Yeah, the two longest tenured GMs in club history. New pitcher on the mound for the Pirates, Edgar Santana. Saw him last night, seeing him again here today.
Inning in the third, scoreless last night. He's made 8 consecutive scoreless appearances.
Bottom of the order as Eric Kratz will lead off. He shows bunts and pulls back for ball 1. Part of the bullpen where they're feeling better and better about. And you'd probably throw Rodriguez in there as well. An inning and a third for Rodriguez. He took care of business. Kyle Crick last night finished up the game, earned his 2nd career save. Felipe Vasquez is their all-star closer. Kratz with a bouncer to Moran on the charge. That's the first out of the inning.
Similar stuff with Rodriguez and now Santana. Neither one of them throwing the upper 90s. Around the fastball slider. And more you see bullpens being built around pitchers that can give you multiple innings. I mean, that's kind of a prerequisite these days, right?
Yeah, we sure see it with the Brewers, no doubt.
Not too many of those, left-handed specialists that come in for 1 or 2 hitters and then out. Can't afford it. Need too many relievers down in the pen.
So the Brewers have been really effective to this point in the season. Now Counsell trying to find a way to get this offense going again. Keon Broxton at the plate. Did a good at-bat in the 5th inning. Ended up with a single to center. Came around to score the first and to this point only run for Milwaukee.
And stayed on that baseball. That pitch that he hit up into center field. Good job at driving it back through the middle, and a pitch middle in. Change up that time.
Most of last year, Santana was with their AAA affiliate in Indianapolis. Had 3 stints with the Pirates a year ago. His debut season. The 1-2. Brewers left them loaded in the 5th inning. That was their scoring inning. Went down in order in the 6th. Keon has worked it to a full count.
Didn't seem to get that changeup over the plate. Sit on that fastball and put a good swing on it.
Nate Orf is on deck. He's called back from AAA. Another good appearance there for Broxton. Worked it to a single in the 5th, and down 0-2. He's able to draw a walk in the 7th.
Able to lay off that changeup. Good job by Broxton. Yeah, pretty close pitch on the off the inside corner, that last one.
Craig Counsell has called Nate Orf back. A runner on, down 1. Take a shot. Send the big man up there. Why not?
Yeah, well, you're certainly going to use him at some point. You're at the bottom of the order. And see if he can get into one.
24th home run and 68th RBI happened on Thursday night. Final vote winner to get into the All-Star game. The most fun-loving bad man in the game. Little love tap with the catcher and a home plate umpire.
Yeah, yeah. Just saying hello. How you guys doing? Hope all's well.
Now let's see if he can drill one about 450. They're your home run leaders. Aguilar has worked his way past the likes of Nolan Arenado, Bryce Harper, Max Muncy. What a story he is for the Dodgers. And remember when Paul Goldschmidt was struggling?
Yeah.
That's old news.
Yeah, and Muncy hit one last night.
Jesus has had a couple of chances in the series. He was at the plate with the bases loaded Friday. The Crew down 3, but Felipe Vasquez, a terrific reliever for this Pirates team, got Aguilar to ground into a double play that ended the game. And make no mistake, those 24 home runs, a whole bunch of them have been game turning, and in 2 cases, walk-offs.
A good pitch right on the edge.
Showed you this last night. And again, it makes sense for a power hitter, but you know he can get you singles and doubles as well, that free and easy swing, but he's so strong. He'll take it the other way with the best of them. Broxton is running, and Aguilar, a foul ball.
Yeah, 12.5% of the time when he puts the ball in play, it leaves the ballpark.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Not bad at all.
Yeah.
I love your line, though. He's a good hitter who can drive it out of the park. So much more than a home run hitter.
Right. And has done really well in these spots with 2 strikes.
Dude, give the kid the ball, will you? Look at this. I mean,
You know, he's afraid that he's going to give it to one of them. They're going to throw it to in the seats or something. They're going to throw it on the field.
Oh. Take it away. Take it away.
So I think he knew what he was doing, because if you hand it to the one, well, the other one's going to go nuts.
Yeah.
So you need 2 is what you need.
So they're both going to be mad at him, but the ball will not go back on the field. This debate is far from over. Yeah, give it to Mom. Let her deal with it.
Let her be the bad guy.
Way to go, Dad.
You notice they're not messing with Mom, though.
Yeah, that's a good point. Fastball away to even the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Aguilar leads the National League in home runs, also leads in slugging percentage as well as OPS. 2 balls, 2 strikes as Santana working against the All-Star. 1 of 5 on this Brewers team.
I mean, if you're Keon Brox, you just stay put right here. You give Aguilar a good shot, see the baseball, put a good swing on it. Don't distract him by running.
With 2 strikes, you can say Jesus has an opposing pitcher right where he wants him. Half of the home runs have come with 2 strikes.
Yeah, those numbers are a decent season for most guys just overall. I mean, let alone with 2 strikes.
.302 average, 24 and 68 home runs and RBIs. Had to fight his way onto the roster again. A lot of people wondered. Second straight spring, he hit his way onto the team, and now he's a star. The 2-2. Broxton's running, and Aguilar gets a piece.
Yeah, he's taking off. He had a hanger up in his zone. Check this pitch out. I mean, that's one that normally he's going to, hit pretty hard somewhere. Fouled it off. You got to wonder with Broxton running, that can be a bit distracting.
Diaz took a pretty good piece there of that foul. buy him a moment or two as Jesus will settle back in. Count holds 2 balls, 2 strikes as he extends the at bat. He has worked it full. One of the terrific at bats of the season against the Marlins at Miller Park on a 13 pitch at bat and ended up walking it off.
Now this would be a spot for Broxton to take off. A 3-2 pitch. Stay out of the double play.
All right, here we go. 1-run game. And a full count to Jesus Aguilar. The payoff. Broxton's running. Swung on and missed. Throw to second. And out at second is Broxton. A strike him out, throw him out double play to end the 7th inning.
A heck of a throw by Diaz from his knees. Check this out. Pretty good jump. Perfect throw from his knees, and they're able to get him at second base.
And it's stretch time in game 1 with the Pirates hanging on to a 1-run lead. The 7th inning. Well, 1 out, 1 on in the top half of this inning. Broxton on the run and Aguilar strikeout, and that strike him out, throw him out double play, the Badger Mutual Insurance play of the game.
You know, I've been around this game a long time. I can't remember in a time when you had so many really good throwing catchers.
Right.
I mean, incredible throwing arm. I mean, Diaz threw it from one knee. A strike down to second base and getting Broxton. It's just incredible the way these guys can throw the baseball.
Yeah, we were talking a couple of nights ago. He has 7 errors. That arm is so strong. I think sometimes that gets him in trouble. Well, speaking of good arms, Corbin Burns now on the mound for Milwaukee. You and BA had a good look at him in Miami, and anybody who watched, he came away impressed with this guy.
Yeah, picked up a save, 2 scoreless innings against the Marlins. That was on Tuesday, second game of the road trip. And a good breaking pitch. He throws hard, very aggressive. Got a change up to go with it.
There you see the changes for the Brewers. Aguilar stays in the game. Shaw moves over to third. Hernan Perez moves from third to right field, and a good offering to Mercer, and that's the first out here in the 7th.
Yeah, just wipeout stuff for Corbin Burns. That's what he did against the Marlins. First ever appearance, major league debut, picked up a save. And look at the numbers. Did not walk a batter. Threw the first pitch that he ever threw to the big leagues, basically almost to the screen. And then dialed it in.
Loved his comment. He says, well, you don't want to put one right down the middle right away. So.
He didn't.
It was fun to watch. Austin Meadows now pinch hitting. 9th spot of the order. For the moment, he appears to be a bit lost in the shuffle in that outfield rotation. He had a terrific start. More of a bench player now. Again, very highly regarded prospect in this Pirates organization. Five homers. He's driven in 13.
Major style points up the plate. Got the shades on.
Oh yeah, he's looking good.
Got that chin protector.
That's sharp.
It's amazing these guys can pick up the spin of the baseball with those shades on. Those guys use those amber glasses to cut down the glare, but they really don't darken anything up.
Right.
Those are legitimate sunglasses.
There you go.
Wear them in the field.
And just worked the walk. Taking ball for Burns missing. 1 out, 1 on as the 23-year-old Meadows reaches. Let's get more on Corbin Burns as we again check in with Sophia Minard.
Well, as Rock alluded to in his debut on Tuesday, what Corbin Burns was most pleased with, he said, was just the command that he showed in that first outing. And he said he really appreciated Craig Counsell having the confidence in him to put him in there in a one-run game. And he said he knew he needed to come in, pound the zone. So he was pleased with the results he got in terms of how he was able to fill up the strike zone. And I spoke with him about the transition that he's made from starting to bullpen, and he said he's relied on some of his teammates who have gone through the similar process, guys like Brandon Woodruff, Jorge Lopez, and he said really it's just been in terms of how he warms up. You know, as a starting pitcher, he would typically do 30 to 35 pitches in the bullpen. He said now he's really made an effort to get that down to 15 to 20 to get warmed up sooner, earlier to get into the game, and so also just developing that reliever mindset. So he said it's been a crazy few days, obviously getting the call on Sunday and then the debut on Tuesday, but he's just really enjoying soaking it all in and trying to soak up as much knowledge as he can from some of these veteran relievers he's now with.
Yeah, there are plenty of veterans down there to guide him, and they do a good job of it. Corey Knebel, Jeffress, you got Jennings down there, a bunch of guys that have been through the wars before. A good mixture of veteran guys and guys that are kind of new to it, like Josh Hader. Burns has been around a little bit, but very impressive for Corbin Burns. I was talking to Marcus Hannell, the Brewers bullpen catcher, and he said this guy, I mean, when he starts throwing, I mean, it doesn't take him long to get loose. I mean, he'll throw maybe 8 or 10 just standing on the ground. He said, I'm good, I'm ready. That's it. And then when he gets the call, he'll start warming up on the bullpen, on the mound. But he's a guy that doesn't need a whole lot of time.
23 years old, minor league pitcher of the year last year for the Brewers organization. Another one of those terrific young arms out of Bakersfield, California. 1 strike and nothing to Corey Dickerson. It's this in the air to shallow center field, and Lorenzo Cain runs it down. 2 men out. And with a terrific catch in the 3rd inning, taking one away from Starling Marte. Bid for extra bases, running it down in right center. Speaking of which, here is Marte again. That home run got the scoring started off Chase Anderson. Polanco followed with a big fly. Brewers still have out hit the Buccos 7-6. Both teams have stranded 5. Pirates have won 5 of their last 6. Last weekend, their general manager, Neil Huntington, just put it out there. So this is a big week for this club to determine what it may or may not do in terms of transactions moving forward. Meadows is running as Marte fouls one out of play.
Well, before this good run, they lost 5 straight. So that's when he came out with that, saying that, we don't start getting things together, I'm going to start unloading some people. You got to wonder who that's going to be. I mean, they have a pretty good nucleus of players here. I mean, not that old. They have some players that the other teams would be very interested in, teams that are looking to get to the postseason.
They are 4 games under 500 right now, are the Pirates. A little bit of a tweener team. There are a lot of teams that are on a path to lose triple digits, and the Pirates are not one of those. They're 7 outs in the wild card standings. A 1-strike pitch.
And a good slider. Had Marte out in front of it.
Marte has feasted off Brewers pitching, but Burns tying him up a bit. 2-strike pitch. Fourth-round pick a couple of years ago was Corbin Burns. St. Mary's College in California. Meadows reached on a walk. He has stolen 4 bases in 5 attempts as Austin Meadows.
And not a bad time to steal. 1 and 2 count, 2 outs. Worst case scenario, Marte leads off next inning.
And Meadows is running, and Marte is swing and a miss. Good slider again from Corbin Burns. Couple of punch outs for the young reliever. It's still 2-1 as we move to the 8th.
Yeah, it's amazing how good he's been last year with the Red Sox.
With the move over to the Diamondbacks,
yeah,
yes.
Arizona, right? Yep. And he's something else. I remember his younger days with the Houston Astros. He was having all kinds of problems at the plate, but he's kind of a kind of figured it out, then, well, he's one of the best hitters in the game.
Red Sox actually lost last night. It's breaking news. New pitcher for the Pirates. He had his second save in his career last night, Kyle Crick.
Yeah, picked up his save last night, inning in the third. He has made 13 consecutive scoreless appearances. That covers 13 in the third innings. This guy's been a nice find for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Top of the order, Christian Yelich. And he looks at a strike. Christian has driven in the only run of the day so far for Milwaukee. That was in the 5th inning. Brought Broxton around on a single to right field. Facing Crick, who came over from the Giants, part of the Andrew McCutchen deal.
Power arm, slider, fastball, mid to upper 90s. Throws strikes.
Gets a lot of ground balls, a ton of them when he's right. 2-1 the count to Yelich. And that's going to land into center field. Good start here in the 8th for the Brew Crew.
And second hit for Yelich today. About time for this offense to bust loose. Pretty good time for it. Top of the order coming up. Fastball in. Yelich able to fight it off into center field. Good piece of hitting by Christian. Good start for the Brewers.
Hit number 8 for Milwaukee. In the second of the afternoon here in game 1 for Christian Yelich. One All-Star is on. Another one coming to the plates. Lorenzo Cain. He has a couple of hits. A double in the first, infield single in the 5th. It was a moment of no small significance in the 5th inning. It was a hot shot that Josh Harrison was able to get a glove on. Couldn't make a play, but by knocking it down, Chase Anderson had to hold at third. And then Travis Shaw struck out to end the inning. Brewers left him loaded. And there's a nice stab by Josh Bell. There's Mercer for 1, and a double clutch. Cain will beat the throw. 1 out, 1 on.
He just got kind of messed up in his footwork right there at second base. Mercer initially tried to get rid of it, then thought better of it. Didn't have a good grip. Really didn't have his momentum and his solid base for the throw to first. So that's huge for the Brewers to keep Cain at first base. Watch the footwork here. Just kind of not sure about it. Decides to play it safe. And Cain's safe over there at first base.
So here's Travis Shaw. Singled in the 4th inning. Homered last night, his 17th of the year. Let's check out that Powerball home run leaderboard. Aguilar at the top. And Shaw behind him, 7 back. Eric Thames back on the DL, as is Braun. Christian Yelich with 11. See if Travis can get into one here in inning number 8. Started the day at first base, has moved over to third. Search for the big inning continuing for Milwaukee. A ball, a strike.
Yeah, cashed in on really their only scoring opportunity in the game today. 5th inning.
It's been a continuation of what Craig Counsell was talking about last night and again today against the Pirates in this series. He's been able to get a lot of pressure on an opposing pitcher. It was the case last night against Nick Kingham. Check swing is fouled off.
Yeah, didn't mean to. That would have been a 3-1 count as opposed to 2-2.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Kane is running. Shaw with a fly ball out to center. Room for Marte. And that's out number 2. Kane retreats. Shaw just missing.
Yeah, slider down and in. That's his money spot, down and in, but you know, just a little bit underneath. Easy fly to center. Travis hasn't seen many pitches down and in as of late. Missed that one.
Hernan Perez. He began the day at third and has since moved to right field. Kane again running, and he'll get second uncontested. Tying run now in scoring position. That's stolen base number 18 for Kane. He's been caught but 3 times.
And that's huge. Now base hits to tie it. Hey, Crick forgot all about Lorenzo. That's what makes him such a good base runner. Smart, recognizing that, really not paying attention to him. He just walks into second.
Slider in there to even the count. Crick, a first-round pick by the Giants 7 years ago. The 1-1.
That ball looked like it was off the plate.
Seeing a few of those today. A little liberal with the strike zone.
Yeah, no strike there.
A ball, 2 strikes to Perez. It's a piece.
No, he's got to go after it because not sure how far inside Paul Nart's going to call a strike. That one way in off the plate. Perez not taking any chances.
Brewers have been awfully good at getting those 2-out hits. RBI hits. Can they deliver here? Nope. As a slider gets Hernan swinging, and that'll do it for Milwaukee. They leave a runner in scoring position. As we move to the bottom of the 8th inning, it remains a 2-1 game. Pirates up a run. go. Gregory Polanco will lead things off. He was part of those back-to-back jacks in the first inning off Chase. Another inning of work for Corbin Burns. Burns walked a man in the 7th inning, but had a couple of strikeouts. A 1-1. Right now it is the difference in the game. That first inning home run from Polanco.
And first inning issues fastball location for Anderson. Marte, then Polanco, and that's been it for the Pirates.
Taylor Williams finished up the 6th inning. Burns the 7th, and looking to keep it going here in inning number 8. Two pitch. And he got him out number 1, busting him inside.
This guy's something. And very aggressive. Not afraid to throw the ball over the plate. Why would you with his kind of stuff? Kind of a running, cutting fastball right there, and see how far in off the plate that was. Polanco right through it.
Here's Diaz. A couple of hits for the Pirates catcher. Singles in the 3rd and 6th inning. And average now up to 288 for Elias Diaz.
And he got pretty good skills behind home plate, you know, depending on what's going on with Cervelli and the concussions. Back on the disabled list is Cervelli. You got to figure this guy's going to get some playing time.
Another hit for Diaz, his 3rd of the day. And doors wide open for him, and he's proven he can do some damage at the plate in addition to that strong arm he has.
Yeah, good catcher. And the more he plays, the more he's going to be a little bit smarter with his throws, with his 7 errors, but he certainly has a pretty good bat. And slices that one into right field.
There's Colin Moran. 7 hits now for the Pirates this afternoon. Burns hits the corner for strike 1. Brewers will have Miller, Saladino, and Kratz in the 9th inning.
You have 3 remaining on the bench for the Brewers. Nottingham, Orf, the right-handers, and Jonathan Villar, the switch hitter. As you get down to the bottom of the order.
Aguilar will hit 5th if they can get that deep into the order in the 9th inning. To left field, right to Yelich. 2 men out.
Got in on him.
Let's check out Miller Lite's What's on Tap. We get right back to it here this afternoon. Brent Suter and Clay Holmes, your game 2 matchup of this traditional doubleheader. About a 30-minute break.
Yeah, Holmes the 26th man. Here for the Pirates. He's made 2 appearances out of the bullpen, 1 other start.
Suter just back off the disabled list. Josh Bell at the plate. Finally got him out of the 6th inning. He had reached in 9 consecutive plate appearances. Fielder's choice in the 6th inning. Ball a strike to the first baseman. Big year last year with the 26 homers. He drove in 90. It's a second-round pick back in 2011. Still a young guy, just 25 years old. Burns elevates. Ahead of the count, a ball, 2 strikes. Singled back in the second inning, was caught stealing. He walked in the fourth. The 1-2. And he struck him out. Another impressive performance out of the bullpen for Corbin Burns. He had people turning their heads in Miami, and now the Brewers will go against the Pirates All-Star in the ninth. Last call for the Brew Crew here in game 1 of this doubleheader. Still trying to find a way to scratch across some runs. They're sounding like the Department of Redundancy department with that, unfortunately, in this series. A 2-1 ball game. Now the Brewers will be facing one of the true tough customers. There are a lot of them in this game right now. Jonathan Villar will have the first opportunity to face said tough customer in the form of Felipe Vazquez. Will look to pick up another save for the Pirates.
Has converted a season high 11 straight save chances. He's only been scored upon once in 21 appearances here at home this year. You can see 21 out of 25. It's been a while since he's blown one.
May 31st, as a matter of fact, as he faces Jonathan Villar in a little blow by at 98 for strike 1. Cardinals lit up Vazquez at the end of May, but their all-star closer has 4 saves this week. Villar hitting .306 from the right side this year. He's down 2 strikes.
Yeah, 98 miles an hour. You know, big time velocity. You can see all the work that he's had. Amazing stuff. That's a lot of work. And he's still throwing 98.
Stretch of 5 appearances in 6 days. He actually, at the beginning of the season, saved both ends of a doubleheader for the Pirates. It's against the Tigers. The 0-2.
Seemed like his velocity was down a little bit on Thursday. All that work.
Yeah.
I mean, still able to, nail down the save, but he wasn't throwing 98.
No, he wasn't.
Amazing what a day off can do for you.
Into his changeup to get Aguilar to win the game. 2 strikes and nothing to VR. That's swung on and missed, and that is out number 1 in the 9th.
Off-speed pitch, and VR over the top of it. And that slider in off the plate. He's also got a change up to go with that.
Out number 1. Here's Tyler Saladino. 8-hit day for the Brewers. Saladino has 2 of them. Singles in the 2nd and 5th inning. One day off, and Velazquez looks all kinds of nasty right now.
Yeah, that last pitch, a changeup.
And 98 does not get the bottom of the zone. From the Nationals, part of that Mark Melanson deal a couple of years ago. Saladino to center field. Marte for the 2nd out.
I remember thinking home run against this guy. He's only given up 1 this year. Last chance for the Brewers, Eric Kratz.
And that home run was in that last blown save on May 31st against the Cardinals. Let's see what Kratz can do. Jairo Munoz, who got Vasquez on that day. Kratz hit 3 homers fairly quickly as a Brewer. 2 outs, bases empty in the 9th. Retired the first 2, a strikeout of VR, a fly ball from Saladino. Here's the 1-0. Turned on it, but got there early. People talking when they got Rivero, and they dealt Melanson over the deadline 2 years ago. Folks thought they were just waving the white flag, and people were saying, "No, don't think that way. This is a flame-throwing young lefty," and they have been accurate.
He's always, you always look at him when he was with the Nationals thinking he does have closer stuff. And he's proven it. Those strikes. Keeps the ball in the ballpark.
21 saves now, matches his total from a season ago with the Pirates. The 2-1. Missed high.
That pitch a layoff right there. You're not going to be able to do much with that at 98. Get it down in the zone and take a good swing.
Nate Orf hoping to get an opportunity. That is the pitcher's spot. Moves into the on-deck circle. 3-1 to Kratz. And that's through into left field, and the Brewers are still alive.
Yep, he got one down out over the plate and able to cash in on the 3-1 pitch. Let's see if the Brewers elect to go with a pinch runner here. Maybe get somebody a little bit faster on the bases. Don't have a position player to do it. Only Jacob Nottingham available. Maybe throw a pitcher out there. That's still alive with the Brewers.
All right, Eric Kratz with his first hit of the afternoon, the 9th for Milwaukee. And Nate Orf to the plate. One hit, a home run. That was against the Twins on the 4th of July at Miller Park. Just recalled today from AAA as Eric Thames went on the disabled list with a hamstring issue. And if they can get to him, Aguilar is on deck. Somehow, some way, get on base any way you can if you're Nate Orf. And it will not happen as Mercer gobbles it up, and the Pirates take the first of 2 here at PNC Park. The offensive woes continuing for the Milwaukee Brewers as Felipe Vasquez nails down his 22nd save of the year. And the Pirates have taken the first 3 games now of this series. A half-hour break, and then the Brewers regroup and try again. In the meantime, let us send it to our Fox Sports Wisconsin studio as Dario Melendez standing by with Brewers Live.